Welcome to Accepting, where I guide you to accept all aspects of your beautiful self, embrace your truth, and live your life that way. Accepting has so many connotations. Accepting is absolutely self-acceptance of all aspects of yourself. And before we make any changes in our lives, it's so important to accept exactly who we are, shadows and light. It's also hugely important to accept who other people are as well, because if we're living from a judgmental zone of how other people are, then that's not going to serve us either. So it's really important about allowing everyone to be who they are, as long as nobody's hurting you. That's massively important. So as long as no one's disrespecting you, you're not disrespecting anybody else. You're treating yourself the way that you would treat your best friend, and you're treating other people in the same way, with respect and decency and compassion. Then that's when you can start making any changes in your life, if that's where you're looking to go. It's also massively important to accept where you are now, because before we can make any changes, we have to accept where we are and take responsibility. So if there's something in your life that you're just not happy about, before you start rushing into changing things, accept that you got yourself there. In one way or another, it's your responsibility. It's really important to accept that we've done that ourselves and not blame others. Because if we get into the blame game, that's really not going to move us forward either. It's about accepting, okay, fine, my reaction to this resulted in this. Somebody did something to me and it's all their fault. That's just going to keep you in that energy. If somebody did something to you, then as traumatic as that may have been, it's about accepting that situation happened to get you to where you are now. And it's not playing the blame game. Of course, if somebody has done something very untoward towards you, that's another conversation. We talk about compassion and forgiveness with yourself. I'm talking about in general. So instead of blaming others for you not going for your goals because you were running around helping everybody else, instead of blaming others for you not living your dreams because you were busy helping your friends live their dreams, accept that's how you were acting, and accept that's how your friends or family were around you, because that's how you showed up. This isn't a criticism. This is pure self-compassion. And when we accept that we have brought ourselves to where we are now, that's huge. That really, really gets us into the parasympathetic nervous system. That takes us out of fight, flight, freeze, because we're not constantly worrying about what somebody's done to us. We're not constantly worrying about he said, she said, they said. We're just, okay, so that happened. I accept my responsibility as part of whatever happened. And I now choose, because when we're in our parasympathetic state, we choose, we don't have to. I now choose to make these changes that I know are going to help me. And those changes can be healthy boundaries. Those changes could be leaving a relationship, be that work, be that an intimate relationship, be that a friendship. It can be absolutely anything, and each of them are equally important. I mean, the change could be a lick of paint on your wall, for example. It's acknowledging that you are where you are, accepting you are where you are, and then you can bring those changes in. And it's not rocket science. It sounds so simple, but how often do we get ourselves into a rut because we've got this kind of circle going on of, oh, well, I should have done this, I should have done that, they said that to me, they did that to me. And we can, and I say this with love, we can play the victim. And instead of being the victor, if you like, of our lives, we're in victim mode. So when we're in victim mode, we're blaming others. When we're in victim mode, we're not helping ourselves. We're in victim mode, we're inviting more of that treatment in because that's the energy we're vibrating from. So it's so important on so many levels to accept ourselves exactly how we are, accept ourselves that we've got to the situation that we're in and our responsibility in it and our accountability in it, and accept that the people around us acted in the way they did, and accept that that's happened. Because if we keep going back and back and back and back to the past, we're never living in the present. And if we're worrying about, oh, maybe I can say that to them next time, maybe I can say that to them next time, we're living in the future. And we all know the old adage of the present's a gift. And when we're living in the present, that is when our parasympathetic nervous system is activated, because we're in the calm flow of the present. We're not depressed by what happened in the past, and we're not anxious about what's happening in the future. So just that word, accept, is so powerful. So what I would like to do is take us through a little process which gets us into the now, and I'm going to carry this on. The theme, as you may have realised, is accepting, and there's going to be much more of this throughout the podcast series. And what I'd really love you to do is be really gentle with yourself. Accept that you're here for a reason listening to this. Accept that you deserve to be sat here in the present, taking the time, taking space for yourself to listen to this. Accept that there may be things you agree with. Accept there may be things you disagree with. You know, you don't have to listen to absolutely everything I'm saying. Accept that you have your own opinion, you have your own power, and you have your own way, which is your best way to live. So that's hugely important as well, is really accepting that actually when we are standing in our power and we are at our most grounded, we're present, we're calm, that is when we have the answers. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Accepting. Please do stay tuned for future episodes, and also subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If there's anything at all that you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please get in touch and let me know. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Acceptance Coach and on TikTok at Solution Union 99. And if you'd like to have any coaching at all, or you would like to discuss this, do book an expansion call. For now, I'm your host, Aline, and to your self-acceptance, gorgeous, with so much love.